Like Nas had said on Illmatic, New York State of Mind. I ain't sure how I'm gonna start this, yo. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's clearly a psychological warfare that's going on in hip hop right now, man. It's obvious. It's obvious, man. With what we have with Drake, with what he's doing, with the witches and the witchcraft that he is allowing into the culture. Because let's be honest, whether you consider Drake hip hop culture or not, he's definitely part of the culture to a degree. Now, I know some may have their different layers of where they respect Drake or not. Everybody has, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has like their different layers. Like, oh, okay, well, this is where I respect Drake. Or this is where I don't respect Drake. But I gotta say though, we must say that there is a part of him that is part of the culture. So when he went off and did this 21 versus 1, and again, I don't want to sound like all these other podcasters that be out here that just be saying the same old shit. You know what I mean? Can y'all hear me though? They just be saying the same old shit. And I'm not trying to sound like that, yo. I want to come up in here and I want to speak some truth about what we got that's going on in hip hop. And it's like, look, a lot of y'all are just following Twitter trends and stuff. I even took a couple days off. Yo, I took a couple days off just to be like, let me let the algorithm and let me let the system breathe a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, let me just see what the atmosphere is like. Man, y'all ain't talking about nothing. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Y'all ain't talking about Nathan. I swear, it's almost gotten to the point to where I've asked to come on some of these hip hop personality shows. And I've just been like, you know what? They ain't talking about nothing, so I ain't really tripping. I ain't even tripping if they have me on their show or not. But I'm just trying to add some value, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm looking at. I'm just here to try to add some value. All right? And from what I see, there's no value that's being added from the show. And we're going to get into the Breakfast Club and all them in a minute. I just want to speak on the Drake stuff, too. That's been crazy. Yo, Juggernaut, what's up, my man? Let me see. I just saw some of the comments come in. What'd you say? I'm the generation of people who loves hip hop. Yeah, man, I know you are. Make sure you guys like. Get some likes coming in, man, especially on YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere else. I'm not sure what happened with the Facebook, but, you know, we on multiple platforms, so if you guys can help get the likes running up, appreciate you. We're just getting started right here, and it gets more people up in here. Adrian, you said rap has been trash since 2014. Before then, most of it was good for the most part. Now it's just trash. I can kind of agree with you on that. If you ask me, my personal opinion, I feel like it was before then, when like the mainstream really started to just, you know, make it really trash. If everyone's asking the same question, the version we know probably did fall off. Yes, DS, I definitely agree with you. Juggalo up here advertising. I feel you, man. You got to push your shit. Everybody got to get out there and push their shit. Yeah, man, I did. You said, did you happen to see my YouTube channel? Yes, I did. I did happen to see your YouTube channel. And just so you know, I ain't bullshitting. You know, I'm not BSing. Let me PG-13 that while we're in the beginning of the stream. To let you know that I'm not BSing, that I'm one of the real people out there. I'm not just like some fake cat out here. I actually heard your Chopped and Screwed. You had a lot of Chopped and Screwed remixes, which I did like, especially the Lil Wayne one, and then you had a few others that were interesting, like a James Brown one or something. It was pretty interesting. But yes, man, I did check your channel out and I did like it, man. So shout out to you. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I like listening to new artists. I like listening to up and coming artists. So like, yeah, man, shout you out. And I see you're doing your thing too, man. I think you have like 20,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So that's good for you, man. Yeah. Yeah. You're pretty young to have that music taste, man. But you know, this is one thing I wanted to say, because I was talking to some people, you know, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, man, I guess some could consider me old school or a little older, but most of my friends now, or most of the people that I talk to, are all, I guess you could consider, you know, not like, I mean, some are my age, you know what I mean, but some you could say are younger generation. And I appreciate their takes on hip hop, because I feel that right now, those are the ones that are listening to hip hop, and those are the ones that are passionate about a hip hop. 90s hip hop is the best hip hop, Space Ghost says. Yeah, I agree with you, fam. I agree with you. Music now is trash. Yes. And for the most part, did you guys see that Tyga? I don't know if I pulled this up, but I'll pull this up on another screen right here. Did you see that Tyga? You know, Pitchfork, for those of you that don't know, is like this music publication that reviews albums and gives ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. Did y'all hear that yesterday Pitchfork gave Tyga, you know, and he was like part of Cash Money and all that shit, right? They gave Tyga a 0 out of 0 score, 0.0. They say that it's like the first hip hop rap album that has gotten 0 out of 0. See, they want you to log in to be able to see it, but I'm telling you right now, it's a 0 out of 0. But it's for this album right here, Starface. I'll pull up the, you know, we already got people on Twitter. Thank you for the likes coming in. Helps gets the algorithm going. And I was just like, okay, that's good. Like, people are finally starting to tell the truth. Like, people are just like finally starting to say, yeah, you know what? That shit is trash. You know what I mean? Post 98 is the start of the decline. Classic albums were becoming more rare. Yeah, I agree with you, man. See, that's what I say. See, you know what's up, man. You're from that I'm from. Like, you're right, man. Like, 98 was the time, I think, because like, keep in mind, Eminem, all right? Like, Eminem, he dropped in 99. So and a lot of people will consider Eminem like one of the greatest rappers of all time, right? Maybe not a lot of people, but I'll just say a lot of white people. We've already covered this, right? A lot of white men. A lot of white men between the ages of 25, maybe like, 25, maybe 25 and up, will consider Eminem like one of the greatest rappers of all time. You won't really hear too many other nationalities say that. I've been noticing that, especially the more and more that I do these streams. Don't really hear any other nationalities and age groups or genders say that Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. Usually it's white men over the age of 35 or 25, but really definitely 30. Definitely in the 30s plus. Yeah. White man, 30s, from the Midwest or the South, oh, you can guarantee if he listens to hip hop, Eminem is one of his favorite rappers. Guaranteed. But yeah, man, I like how you said DS98. I like how you said that, man. Yo, can we get some likes? Can we get some likes up in here? We got about 12 people up on the stream right now on TikTok, and we have only 2 likes. Let's get the likes. The likes are supposed to be more than the people watching. Can we get some more likes up in here? Thank you. So we can get the algorithm going which gets more people up in here. Appreciate you. Yeah, because you know how this TikTok thing works. Like, we're supposed to have more likes than the people that are watching. So thank you. Thank you for getting it up. We're just getting started right here. You said you grew up in a time where Nelly and 50 were on the same radio station. Yeah, I remember that too. I didn't grow up in that time, thankfully. Like, I already knew that the rap was already done then. All albums, AI albums, so weak. Yeah, let's see if one of the homies jumps in here on the chat. Tyga 2012 album is so good. Okay. Maybe that's how he got on. Space Ghost, you said Tribe Called Quest, F the R side, whatever. But Del the Funky, Homo Sapien, Pete Rock, shout out Pete Rock, yeah, and De La, for sure. Yeah. You asked, do I think... Nah. Juggernaut, to your question about Nate Dogg, nah, I think it was before then. 798 ask it, can I go live? Yeah, of course you can, man. You said the Boom Bass said the fell off the mainstream dope hip hop. Okay. Yeah. BR says all the quality hip hop went underground after 98, 99. I agree, man. Jax Nextlow says let me join. You okay? Well, what is it? What is it that you have to say? You're like, let me join your live. Like, for what? Like, who the fuck are you? No offense, but like, who the fuck are you? Like, why should I let you join? You know what I mean? Thank you for whatever that is. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. 36 Chambers. Got it right here. Got it right here, Martin. Yeah, Space Ghost definitely not the best. I agree with you. Philly in the building. What's good, man? What's good? Philadelphia. My people's from Philly. What's up? Tara. Stop with the AI BS. Yeah, I agree with you. And wow to you, too. Brand Nubian. Oh, wow. Sounds like you know your stuff. Okay. You know your stuff. Yeah. Lord Finesse, check the method. Let me say this real quick. And thank you, 7-8, for the follow. I appreciate you. Tara, I want to say this to you. You said, personally, I'm not a fan. Different genres of hip-hop now definitely losing quality. I agree with you. Tupac is Jordan. Biggie is Shaq. Well, that's an interesting combination. I don't agree with your take, Maine, on Lil Wayne. I disagree with you on that, and I can explain further why. I've been doing it for about 5 years, so I know I can. And people have literally just started to agree with me, so I can definitely break that down for you if you'd like. Inspector Deck just dropped a new album last Friday. Yeah, I heard about that. Thank you, Sin, for the follow. I appreciate you. Kendrick Cole. Buckshot from Black Moon dropped a new album 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I heard about that. I'll answer some of your questions and maybe let some of y'all up. But let's see if we can get a few more likes coming in. Just to get some more people up in here. Like I said, we just getting started. We're going to have a discussion on hip-hop. So, yes, if we can get the likes coming up. Let me go back to one of your comments. Thank you. Again, one of y'all said a good comment that I want to speak on. And I didn't even get into the whole point of the witchcraft. Like, I didn't even get into that. Like, yo, I'm starting to see witches being led into hip-hop culture. If you guys don't remember, Drake earlier today or yesterday said that he was going to buy a house, or her mom a house. But if you look at her image on TMZ, she's got fangs in her mouth. She's a straight vampire, or trying to pretend that she's a vampire. You can tell that she's not even a vampire because of the way she acts. Because I do somewhat believe that vampires might be real. And you can tell that she's not a real one. But, yeah. Okay, so let me go back to one of the comments, man, that you guys made. And I'm going to come back to the Drake point later about how Drake is letting these vampires and these witches into the hip-hop culture. Jay-Z kind of did it right here with that one witch, Mariana. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not even going to try. We'll come back to the whatever it is, to the Tyga album. But yes, Drake with the witch. I'm reading some of the comments. Give me a second. Y'all were going fast on this. Lord Finesse is definitely classic. And I know y'all posting some more comments, man. I'm trying to, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's keep it going. Yeah, the bridge is over. The underground thriving. Okay, Aesop Rock. Damn, y'all bringing up some old school shit. All right, that's another thing. How many people that do these hip hop takes know about Aesop Rock? You know what I'm saying? They know Aesop Rocky, but they don't know Aesop Rock. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm not a fan of the different genres of hip hop. Yeah. Okay. So we had caught one of your comments. If you could repost what your comment is, I know one of y'all made a good comment that I wanted to go back to. Oh, yeah, about the 50. I think it was that. Yeah, the 50 and the Nelly. Let me tell you this, man, real quick. 50 Cent and Nelly. And shout out to Big Dog. Let me say this right. 50 Cent and Nelly. I really thought that 50 Cent was like the end of it. You know, like 50 was dope. But yeah, when I heard Nelly, I thought Nelly was like straight trash, man. I mean, I respect Nelly though now because like I've met him and he's like a cool dude. So maybe like personally, I have respect for him too. But also not only that, but like I like It's Getting Hot in Here. The songs that he did with like the Neptunes and stuff like that. That shit was actually dope. Like that was a good collaboration. I like the fact that Nelly and the Neptunes got together. That was dope. But other than that, nah, man. Nelly is straight trash. His music and what he was about. Just like I was going to say earlier today about Drake. And you see, and that's why I want to do these talks. Let me cook for a minute, man. Let me cook. That's why I do these talks, man. Let me cook. Like some of these people were like, hey, let me up. And they ain't got nothing to say, man. They ain't got nothing to say. I said, what you got to talk about, homie? Why should I let you up? Why should I let you up? Then they like, they don't say nothing. They ain't got nothing to talk about. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's all good. Like, tell me what you got to say first before I let you up. Tell me in the comments. I can read the comments right here. Tell me what it is that you got to say first before I let you. I ain't just letting nobody up here because some of y'all got some bullshit to say. Let me say this, man. Like how we were having the talk and shut our heart. Some Matt 1026. I appreciate the follow. Thank you, Cali D, for the follow, man. You said you think Drake is hot garbage. Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about earlier, man. Was how he's doing these weird shows and doing this weird stuff. And like I said, man, this stuff is like so I don't want to come off as homophobic or whatever the word is, whatever the correct analogy is. The alphabet game, the LGBT, you know what I'm saying? All that. I don't even know if we could even say it. I just want to say real quick, man, that like the Breakfast Club straight up went up and said that they were going to let this dude, this man who dresses like a woman, who acts, who he doesn't even, it's weird, dude. It's like a mental problem. Okay? Like, let me just pull it up so y'all know what I'm saying for context. I got to pull it up. For those of you that are on TikTok, you might not be able to see, but I think you should hear this. I don't even want to say dude's name because he's so whack. I remember that's what we used to do in hip hop. That's real hip hop culture. I don't even want to say dude's name because he's so whack. But y'all know who I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? He works with Young Miami. You know the girl that has the Spin That track that like blew up? He works with her, right? So it's kind of coincidence now that she's, you know, she got the song that's blowing up. And now he's getting featured, right? Yo, this is all by design. This is what I said in the title of this video, man. There's a psychological warfare that's going on. And we're going to come back to that. But yeah, man, there's a psychological warfare that's going on, right? So I was really surprised when I saw the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, for those of you that don't know, and all these other people. Let's not even get into the politics of whatever her name is. What's her name? The comedian? Yes, not her. That's another groupie. But what's her name? I can't even remember her name because she's so irrelevant to me. But what's her name, man? You know, she's like the comedian. I forgot her name, man. But y'all know who I'm talking about, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, Jess Hilarious. That's her name. Jess Hilarious. Yeah, thank you. Jessica Hilarious. Yo, they would have fired her ass if she was like working at a regular job. The only reason why they kept her in business, the only reason why she still has a job at the Breakfast Club is because she's a black woman. That part. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, man, straight up. That's the only reason why she still has a job. Like you could tell when she talks, they just be cutting her off. Am I right or wrong? They just be cutting her off. Like the next time you watch the show, Jess Hilarious, Brian, that's what I'm talking about. Jess Hilarious. The next time you watch this Breakfast Club interview, and that's what I'm saying. I'm about to go watch this Breakfast Club. I'm straight up about to go watch this Breakfast Club, yo. That they gonna have on. Not because I want to. I really don't want to. I'm gonna make sure I eat my breakfast before I watch it. Because I was trying to watch this nigga talk. And it was like making me, I was like eating some pizza. And I started like, I was like, oh, I almost couldn't even eat the pizza listening to this dude. I was like, yo, this dude has a beard. You know what I'm talking about? He has a beard. But he dresses like a woman. And has long fingernails and paints his nails. And he dresses like a woman and carries a purse. You know what I'm talking about? Saucy, whatever his name is. Shit is whack, dude. Shit is so whack. Get up out of here, homie. Like, don't claim that dude as part of the culture. Don't claim that dude as part of the culture. Thank you, Just Tacky, for the follow. I appreciate you. And then the other weird thing is that the Breakfast Club said, we're going to have this dude on our show tomorrow. And then not only that, but are they going to have him on the show tomorrow? TMZ did a report of him today, which we're going to play in a minute. And I really don't want to. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I feel like I have to. I have to, for the sake of the culture. Thank you, Brian, and all y'all for the follows and for the shout outs. Just Taxi, I appreciate you. Yeah, Brian, you thought I was talking about Breakfast Club, the movie. No, but that's where they got it from. Breakfast Club, the radio show. Bilbo, you said you're gay. That's cool, man. Listen, I know TMZ still a thing. Not really. It's all good. It's all good if you're gay. I have no problem with you being gay. This dude is beyond gay. I wish I could show you a picture of him right now on the stream, but I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you, man. Let me tell you this, man. The dude dresses like a woman who's a man, perms his hair, and carries a purse and wears long fingernails. That's beyond being gay. Okay? Like, that's beyond being gay. Alright? Like, if you're gay, that's cool. I have no problem with that. But when you're gay, and then let's not even get into this since we're on the subject. I'm not even trying to talk about what this dude did about 3 or 4 years ago on a stream. Yo, this dude rolls with Young Miami, who was rolling with Diddy. Let's not forget that. And shout out to Diddy, man. Shout out to Diddy in a way, because Diddy did pave a lot of ways for black people. But then, yes, he also destroyed and corrupted a lot of hip-hop and hip-hop culture. So this dude, low-key, is part of Diddy's camp. We have to remember that. This is where he comes from. This is why I titled this video, this is part of the psychological warfare. It's part of the psychological warfare. And this is where we are right now, man. And the more and more that I go through Twitter, you know what's so funny is that Twitter actually blocked me out of one of my laptops. I really was wondering why. And you know what? And I've been blocked out of that laptop for almost 2 weeks. I said to myself, isn't this something that should be resolved within the next few days? At least? At least a few days? I've been blocked out of my Twitter account on my laptop. I can get on my phone, thankfully. But I've been blocked out for 2 weeks. On a laptop that I created my Twitter account with. I feel like sometimes they just don't want this information to be out there, man. That's just long story short. All right, here we go. Let me play this clip real quick, and then I'll let's see what some of your guys' comments are and see what you guys have to say. And yes, man, I'm all about letting people up. We'll do that in the second segment of our show. Because yes, man, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, man. Here, let me just play this real quick, and then we'll let some people up. I have no idea, and like I said, I didn't even really want to talk about this, but I felt like this is a point that needs to be mentioned for the hip hop culture, because I went up on TMZ, and for those of you that don't know, I've been on TMZ before, so I felt kind of I felt kind of like, I don't know what the word is, man. I don't know, betrayed. That's the word that comes to mind. I just felt very like, yo, you had me come up speaking about real hip hop culture, and now you're gonna have this dude come on. I mean, I was on TMZ like during the battle of Kendrick and Drake, thankfully, like some real hip hop shit. You know what I mean? But, yeah, the fact that you're gonna have some fake rappers come on your show, and the Breakfast Club, who we know is a big platform with Charlemagne, is going to put this on the platform, which we know is going to get hits and what's going to sell more records. And again, people need to realize that beatGrade doesn't care about how many Billboard charts you're on or how many records you sell. That's great. It's great to have accolades. Like, yo, I got accolades right here from YouTube and stuff like that. Like, that's great. That's great to have accolades. You know what I'm saying? You got accolades, great. You got awards, great. But my point is that just because you got some accolades doesn't necessarily mean you're dope, especially if you're coming from the Diddy camp.
What's up? It's Saucy Santana. I will be on the Breakfast Club tomorrow. Make sure you tune in and make sure y'all keep streaming Pride and Creed. Period.
We're in trouble, y'all. We're in trouble. There's a war. There's a psychological war that's attacking hip-hop, that's been attacking hip-hop. It has attacked hip-hop so much that people say, well, he raps. I just got into a debate, you know, Twitter. You know how Twitter works, right? I just got into a debate with a person online about this gay. This isn't even gay, dude. This is like poisoning the youth. And they said, well, he raps and he's on the Billboard charts, so you don't consider him a rapper because of that? No, you fucking idiot. I don't. I don't, you fucking idiot. I mean, I gotta say, man, some of you people are just stupid. Like, some of y'all people out there are really stupid. We gotta just call it as it is now, moving forward. Like, some people are really fucking stupid. And they don't understand hip-hop culture at all. They don't. So Post Malone used to rap, and now Post Malone is a country star? So what is it? And now Post Malone, I heard, is dropping a mixtape. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess he can go back and forth, right? He's a hip hop star. He's a country music star. He's a rap star. He's a trap star. He goes back and forth. Shout out to Post Malone. Knew him back in Koreatown. But I just want to say, Post, what are you, dude? Like, what part of the culture are you? Oh, he doesn't need to put himself in that. Well, kind of you do, dude. You can't talk about being a rapper with gold grills in your mouth and platinum in your mouth and teeth with your cornrows and braids and sporting hip-hop culture to now changing your look and taking the chrome out your mouth to now having a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and now all of a sudden he's a country star. I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's really weird, man. You're welcome, handsome Matt. You're welcome. Pause. You said no Puff slander, please. Yeah, you're right. We ain't doing no Puff slander here. I appreciate Puff Daddy for a few of the things that he did. I think towards later in his career, he definitely sabotaged the career or the careers of those of hip hop that were trying to be genuine and real. And that is the reason why we have a Saucy Santana saying spin that. And, or no, excuse me, I confused them because they both look the same to me. A Young Miami saying spin that, while we have a Saucy, whatever his name is. I know I said I wasn't going to say his name. That's the only time I'm going to say it, just for those of you for reference purposes, so you know how I'm speaking about. Shit is trash, man. Yeah, you said we still have MS from, yeah, you're right, Jay-Z and Nas, right? They're still leading the decades, for sure, in the genre of rap music. I agree. There was only one hip-hop artist nominated for the Grammys that was from post-pandemic. Who was that? Was it Kendrick? Robert, shout out. You know. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you, Dave Gregory. I appreciate you, man, for the comment. Yeah, man. We up here speaking real, man. And shout out to the fact the other week, I don't know, for those of you that might have been on the stream, the other week, we had a legend jump on the show, MC Search, who allegedly or supposedly, or some people say, was part of the reason why Nas came out, Nas Illmatic. He said he owned the executive rights to that album, right? Classic. A lot of people will consider one of the best rap albums of all time. No matter if he really was the executive producer, which I think has already been proven on Math Hoffa and the Drink Champs. You know, like, he had a percentage of Nas and he didn't even front. He even said straight up, he got paid off of Nas Illmatic for 27, or let's just say 25 plus years. Imagine being able to feed your family. So, like, clearly he was making millions of dollars off of it. That's kind of a fact. Whether we want to front or not, it is a fact. So I'm happy to say that we've had multi-millionaires, not just multi-millionaires, but people who have made millions of dollars jump into these streams with me to share their ideas. Shout out to MC Search one more time. That lets me know, you know what I mean? Like, that lets me know when I got people like that jumping up in here that want to come up, I got people up here that know what they talking about. So let's, yeah, and shout out, yeah, Teshi One, Talib Kweli, KRS-One. Yo, you're naming all the people that know me, fam. I works with all these people, man. Talib Kweli, KRS-One, Mos Def, Rakim, even the RZA to a certain degree, Ghostface Killer. I got Josh from all these people, Alchemist. You're talking to a real one right now, man. Let me let some of your people up, man. But tell me in the comments what it is that you want to talk about first. I want to make sure that I'm speaking to some real hip hop heads, because some of y'all jump up in here and say, and don't get me wrong, it's good to hear some of your opinions. You know what I mean? Like, we want to hear outside opinions, but sometimes it's like, do I really want to hear why you let some trans dude into the hip hop community? I know some people are going to get mad at me for saying that. Oh, why'd you say that, man? You can't say that. You can't say that, right? No, I can't say that. You know why? Because a lot of y'all don't let them into your communities. So why should we let them into ours? Why should we let them into our community? Y'all don't let that degenerate shit up in your community. All right, just Tacky, if you're still on. I know you was waiting patiently, so I appreciate you. Let me just answer this one comment right here. Crates, appreciate you, man. You said people like Saucy, Lil Nas X, examples of our people getting shafted up the keister by the industry. I completely agree with you, man. Thank you, Crates. I wish I would have saw that comment sooner. Thank you for that comment, man. You're right, man. It's a psychological warfare, dude. The only reason why this dude, listen, and let me say this real quick too before I forget. This dude went on his like little live or his social media stream, whatever it was, Instagram. Of course, Instagram would allow that because we already know what Instagram is really about. That's why I don't even mess with Instagram anymore. I don't even care for Instagram anymore. Like, sorry to all my people that follow me on Instagram. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Instagram. But let me tell you this, man. This dude went up on Instagram and straight up said that men, which is untrue because I only see women fans backing him up. But he went up and said women, men, and he said kids support him or want him. I don't even want to repeat what he said exactly. But it's like, yo, dude, so first of all, we ain't even canceling him for saying that, right? Like, if anybody went up there that was a rapper and said some shit like that, like if Jay-Z would have went up there and said that, even Drake, with all the accusations that he's been getting, especially from the Kendrick Lamar battle, if he had went up there and said something like this, he would be done and they would probably definitely be trying to cancel him. But the fact that this, whatever it is, gets the okay was saying that kids like him, or he said kids want to do more than that with him. Why does this get pushed?
It's Saucy Santana. I will be on the Breakfast Club tomorrow. Make sure you tune in and make sure y'all keep streaming Pride and Creed. Period.
And on the Breakfast Club too, which is like, whether you agree with the Breakfast Club or not, they're still one of the biggest hip hop publications. All right, let's go. Tisha, you said I'm a Jay Electronica fan. My favorite, them bars, punchlines. Yeah, Banks. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go with the conspiracy takes. Try to see if I can let some of y'all up in here. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me see if I can get some of y'all up in here. Give me a second. I'm going to play one of the clips. Yeah, see? That's why I don't let people up in here, man. Homeboy was like begging to get up in here. I asked him what he got to talk about. He didn't really tell me in the comments. And then I accepted him, and then he bounced. So it's like, yeah, whatever. But here, I'm going to let some people up real quick. That's why I don't let everybody up all the time. You know what I mean? Yo. Handsome man, what's good? What's good with you, fam?
How about yourself?
Oh, good, man. Just talking about the hip hop. I just, thought I'd let some people up real quick to share their thoughts.
Okay.
Let me make sure I can hear you all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So
I'll put my headphones
you
on.
were talking about Drake earlier, and look, I'm not really a big Drake fan, especially his recent output. so some of his best material, I think, just dates all the way back to 2015. And recently, I mean, I never really minded his takes on like hip hop when it comes to blending R&B elements back in like his early parts of his career. But recently, it seems like his fans have used to, him being diverse as a way of saying, oh, that means his music is good, which I completely disagree with. It's just that a lot of his fans, or at least the ones that are straggling, especially after the beef, has been very, I guess, one note, one dimensional, especially with Iceman, which I think is like some of his most pathetic bars, especially with him saying, nice man wasn't nice man, now I'm hot and cold.
I've heard a lot of people say that about that bar. What about the other tracks on Iceman, though? Because we have spoke about that before. What were your thoughts? Did you think the whole Iceman... And let's just focus on the Iceman. I know he dropped 3 albums, but out of the whole Iceman, did you think it was trash? Or did you think it was good? Or what's your rating on a scale of 1 to 10, shall I say?
I guess for me, I would definitely probably rate it like a 2.
Ooh, damn. That's the first time I've heard that. But you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. Actually, I don't know. What did Pitchfork give it? Even though I don't really care what Pitchfork said, but I think they gave it a low rating too. I don't really care about Pitchfork.
I wasn't too high on Iceman, especially because it was some of the worst bars he's ever put out. Especially with the, Manish on the beat, shebang. Like, I thought that shit was trash.
I thought it was trash too, but he has some better songs than that.
Like, he has like, I did
like Shut the F Up, Janice was not too bad. I didn't think that was too bad. I thought Don't Worry, even though that wasn't like a single, wasn't too bad. I thought what was it the Watch Me or Wish Me or whatever it was. I forgot what I'll go with the track.
I actually like the opener.
Yeah. He had at least about I would say I thought personally he had about 4 or 5 bangers on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't like the Shabish. I didn't like that either. You're not alone on that one. Like, I agree with you on that. I did not like the Shabish Shebang. But you got to do stupid songs like that for the singles. Like, these guys understand frequencies. Yeah, Make Them Cry. That was the one. Like, so Make Them Cry, Dust.
For me, it was the closer that was like the worst one.
Make Them Know.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel you.
The way he ends it, it's like, oh, I lost my innocence. Now the world has to suffer my wrath. I just thought that was a temper tantrum.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, he was talking about the battle. But yeah, no, I feel you. I didn't really remember that one anyway, so I probably agree with you on that. But yeah, Make Them Cry, Dust, Whisper My Name, Janice Shut the F Up, Make Them Pay, National Treasures, Burning Bridges, Where's She At? What Did I Miss was kind of crept up, and Plot Twist. I think those are all. I think those are fire. Plot Twist was a fire one. And I'm not even a big Drake fan. Don't get me wrong. I like Kendrick way more. Like, Kendrick was, I'm from LA, so I obviously, not just to be biased, but I'm from LA too. On top of that, no, I'm definitely a Kendrick fan. I'm not like a super Drake fan, but I feel like I got to give props where props are due. And he did have, I felt personally, he had some bangers on Iceman. But no, go ahead. You tell me your thoughts, though, man. Development USA, dude.
Songs on Iceman. Look,
I hear you, Tesla one.
As much as I did want to check out the other 2 records, I'm like, I'll just check out Iceman. Like, the other 2 I don't think are worth discussing to me, because it was just a franchise deal with UMG. I was like, why should I listen to those when I could just listen to Iceman, which was his most anticipated release since that last record he did with Party Next Door.
Thank you, Tesla.
Like a trap R&B record.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm just shouting out Tesla for the lightning bolt. But yeah, keep going. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but like even like especially after the beef, like that shit really rocked him. And the only option for him, I thought, was just to release new music, and he did very little of that, and did that whole lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And this made me reflect, like, because I'm a relative like new like hip hop fan, like since like 2023, and I remember when I went back to like the old school days, like the early 2000s. That I distinctly remember telling myself that this made me think like Jay-Z had a loss a lot more subtle to his loss to Nas, because he was actually able to move on, and to actually give us banger songs afterwards, because ultimately it didn't really matter, because he was the ultimate master of his own narrative. And look, I haven't listened to a ton of Jay-Z, but I do like his first 2 records. but like, but
Yeah.
goddamn, it's like if you don't know how to take an L, nigga, you look like
Blueprint's
a loser.
dope too from Jay-Z. Blueprint, which I have right here on the wall. I think that one's dope. And the Black Album. I don't have the Black Album, but I have the Blueprint right here. Because those albums were after his first two.
Yeah, yeah, and I do like Reasonable Doubt a lot.
Oh, Reasonable Doubt is classic. I mean, Reasonable Doubt really is like one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. And those that don't think that are just people that just weren't around at that time. Because everybody who was around at that time, what I mean by that is like alive. You know what I mean? Like everybody who was like born and over the age of like 13. You know, like they kind of understood girls. They understood money. You know, they had the concept of money and girls in their head. You know what I mean? Everybody likes Reasonable Doubt. The only people that don't like Reasonable Doubt are all the people that weren't born at that time.
Okay, well, I was born in 2004.
Yeah, but you sound like you know what's up. That's good. That's good. You have a good taste in it. But I'm just telling you, like, you're one of the exceptions, obviously. So if you were born then, yeah.
Like for me, I'm one of the, I like talking about music in general. Like I like
Yeah.
going back to like the old days, like the people who like set the standards.
No, No, you know what's up though, man. Like, you know what? I was just saying this earlier, man. A lot of people that I've been talking about or talking with lately on hip hop have all been like your generation, like Gen Z or a little younger or older, or millennial. And it's like, because I don't know, like we you know, like my generation, I'm Gen X, so like my generation, not to date myself, but it's like my generation, they're like so far like on this hip hop shit and they can't see it. But I can still see, I feel like a little bit of the trap, a little bit of the new stuff. I got a lot of friends right now that are like younger than me. And it's like, and don't you Clippers go and try to take that and use that against me later on, which I know they probably will. But I don't give a fuck, because it's like, I'm happy to say that a lot of the younger generation relates to me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm speaking on the truth. So you're not the first one that told me that though about Reasonable Doubt is what I'm saying. Like I hear that like there's some people out there, even if they weren't born at the time, they still like understand good music. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. But yes, I know for the majority that says, oh, I don't like Reasonable Doubt, or Jay-Z can't rap, or Jay-Z's.
Yeah, I never understood like the Jay-Z, like when people dismiss Jay-Z. I actually never understood that. It was like, yeah, I was like, I guess, but Jay-Z kind of was like the influence on Kanye. I was like, he kind of influenced Kanye to some respects.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Jay-Z. This is why you should listen to Blueprint, because Blueprint is the album that made Kanye.
Yeah,
that's the album that made Kanye West. Shout out Cortez Smith. Yeah, shout out Cortez Smith. He just said it right here, my boy on YouTube. He said, you're not even into Jay-Z that much, but he likes the Reasonable Doubt album. Exactly. Like, the Reasonable Doubt album is a classic. We have to. It's almost like, I wouldn't say it's up there with like a Nas Illmatic, but I'll say that it's kind of got that vibe. You know what I mean? It's got the vibe of like a Nas Illmatic, like the beats, the production, the raps, and this is why Rakim, which I have right here, Paid in Full, if you haven't heard that yet, came out back in '87. Like, the albums that I have on my wall right here are considered the best rap albums of all time for most people, and that's why I have them on the wall. These are considered, like, I mean, you might not be able to see over there, but like, yeah, Dr. Dre, The Chronic, Nas. I got more that I gotta put over there, but like, yeah, I'm making a collage on my wall of like all the greatest albums of all time. So yeah, man, like definitely Nas, Illmatic, and then also Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt has the same feel. But the reason why I was going back to Rakim is because you can see that Rakim inspired both of them, you know? Like he inspired that new lyrical way of rapping and that cadence and that flow. Because like when I go back and I listen to early Nas, even Nas before then, like Live at the Barbecue and what we were all talking about, it's like you can definitely hear the Rakim influence in there. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Jay-Z on Reasonable Doubt. So go listen to Paid in Full if you haven't listened to it yet, and then listen to Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. You'll see what I'm saying.
And also like some like very gritty, like very provocative, like hip hop, like gangster rap, like from NWA.
Oh yeah.
Like from the '80s. Like I do like that. Even though I don't think it's like mind blowing, but I do think it's solid as a record, especially when Ice Cube's writing. on there.
For
as
sure.
Well as well as a death certificate. I love that record. I love that certificate. Despite some of its themes not aging super well, like giving up a nappy dugout.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. Here, I'll let one of the other homies up in here.
That record is incredible, including like of course the Chronic, which is a classic. But,
I mean, that album you named is like one of Ice Cube's best albums. I'm glad you brought that up. That's like Ice Cube's best album.
Oh yeah, that's for sure his best record. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I agree with you on that. So what is it that you were saying? Like to go back to what we were saying earlier, was it something on what we were? Oh yeah, about Drake. Your thoughts on Drake again? So you just said Drake is just kind of corny for you or washed up, or what are your thoughts?
I wouldn't even say.
I'll let you have the floor. I'll let you have the floor. You tell me what it is you think.
I wouldn't even say corny or washed up. It's more or less that he's now like too big to fail to the point where he'll drop anything, it would just make numbers, and just because of that, it's fine. And recently, he's been doing like the same shit over and over, really since like the beginning of his career. But ever since 2016, it's gotten like worse and worse. Like ever since Views.
What are your thoughts on what he was doing in the previous week with the 20 women versus Drake, and the what was it? And how he said his pen ain't dry. Did you hear about that?
No, I don't think I have.
Let me play it for you real quick. I have it right here pulled up. Here, you can hear. He did a podcast, or he's doing his own streams now, and you know, because he's like working with Kick and stuff. Here, I'll play you the clip real quick. Tell me if you can hear this.
I appreciate all the love.
Can you hear that?
I appreciate the last
Drake.
few months. It's been incredible for me, you know. I dropped 3 on that head top. These guys are dropping albums. It's like hello and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And careful with that reply because the pen isn't dry. I'm just letting you know.
Wait, hold on. You got to hear this part. You got to hear this part right here.
Albums, it's like hello and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And careful with that reply because the pen isn't dry. I'm just letting you know. That's what I'm on. By the way, let me pop it. Yes, double chrome bracelet. It's okay.
So he's basically saying to all the rappers out there, if you try to battle me, like the pen isn't dry, so careful with that reply.
Cartier that your grandma would wear. Hello.
Hold on, wait. It's
I don't even want to say the price tag. Diamond cross on the jeans. Like it's just really, I don't know how to explain it other than I'm happy. I appreciate all the love.
So what do you think of that? Did you hear that? Or
I appreciate the
like he's basically saying, if you try to come after him, his pen ain't dry, man, and he's still ready. He just put this up. This is recent too, just to let you know. So you're hearing it first, man. This just came out like yesterday or something like that. What are your thoughts on that?
I heard part of that clip for sure.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ. When it comes to him, his pen ain't being dry. I mean, yeah, he did have some biting bars in the beef, but Jesus Christ, that pen was definitely dry on the Hard Part 6.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. Keep it going. But what about on the Iceman?
No, but yeah, as far as my Iceman, as far as what I think about Iceman, it's like him being a sore loser. It's just him being a sore loser that cannot move on from this beef that's happened 2 years after the fact. So yeah, and plus the beef he actually won like a true has-been was like 10 years ago. It was like over 10 years ago now. Because that beef with Pusha T, he got fucking smothered by the story of Marley Don. And to me, I don't think Drake is really bodying anybody.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? That he's not bodying anyone, or what was that you said?
Because one, I guess one with Joe Budden, who was one after him for years, that he kept running away from him because he knew he could not fucking go toe to toe with him. But also with the whole Pusha T thing, even though he did have a formidable response, bro, he did not really reply to Pusha T other than with the Instagram story post. That is such a Drake move. And with Kendrick, fucking Kendrick, J. Cole fired at Kendrick first.
Yeah. Well, I let one of the other homies up in there if he wanted to say something. What's up? Did you have something to say add to that?
What's up, man?
What's good?
You know, first I have to ask. First let me say, I'm a Drake fan, not a Drake stan.
Okay.
So I'm listening to some of this stuff you're saying, and it's fine. But like I said, this is coming from a Drake fan, not a Drake's fan. I'm not keep repeating this.
Okay.
But the thing of the fact is this: if you're a Drake fan, you know that some of the stuff Drake does is out of pocket. I always tell the people in my inner circle, if I ever had the chance to talk to him, I would not be afraid to tell him it's out of pocket. However,
Okay.
we cannot deny the stuff that he does, besides the stuff that makes him look corny, works.
Yeah.
He spent a grand total of, I think it was $24 million of his own money promoting Iceman and the other 2 albums that he dropped.
Right.
True.
So therefore, we can't really say that Drake. We can't really say that Drake is lame. We can say that some of the stuff he does is unnecessary. But then again, if you think about it, Drake stands for do right and kill everything, right? I bring that up to say this. We still don't know who Aubrey Graham is. I was talking with one of my friends one time, and I said, has anybody ever thought of this? That every album is a character that Aubrey Graham plays, because he is an actor first. And so I can understand and I respect your opinions about, oh, it's the same or it's not cool. But for all that we know, these are characters. Now I do agree that his mixtape, such as So Far Gone, and the other big one that had Best I Ever Had on it, was good stuff.
Those were classics. Those were classics. So Far Gone is a classic.
Yes. But as he said, you have to evolve. And
Yeah.
we were some of the first people to say, we're tired of hearing the sad Drake, the one that was always in his feelings and writing all the good music, such as Marvin's Room and all those other good songs that we know.
Right.
So we have to hold ourselves accountable for
Yeah.
the Drake that we have nowadays.
I agree.
Because we asked for it.
Right. No, you're right about that. Yes.
I want to just say something on that real quick. I agree with you on that, about the character part, because I always said that about Rick Ross, man. That Rick Ross is another rapper who's just playing a character straight up. His name is not even real. His name is a whole persona of another man. You know what I mean?
Rick Ross is definitely a character.
So like, yeah, I think a lot of these rappers, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Tyga, shit, even Kendrick Lamar to a certain degree. I think you gotta kind of be a character in order to be a successful rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put yourself into a higher, like you gotta create the higher version of yourself. So I completely agree with that, and I respect that. And like I said, like you brought up So Far Gone. So Far Gone is a classic in my book. That's the mixtape that made me be aware of Drake. That was the first time I heard of Drake, was So Far Gone. So you got to respect what I'm saying too. Like I'm like old school Drake, dude. I remember Drake before Drake was famous. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So that's why I respect Iceman, because Iceman kind of reminds me a little bit of So Far Gone. That's why I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, and I know I'm not off on that, because if you look at the credits, a lot of the production and the writers and the same people he was working with on So Far Gone, he actually worked with on Iceman. So so like he took it back to when he became famous. So no, I respect Drake. Like Drake can definitely rhyme, in my opinion. I do agree with you with the Aubrey Graham stuff. It's like he's an actor. He came up on a TV show and all that. He was playing a character.
And that's not a diss to Drake. Like
No,
I said, if I ever
nah.
was to meet him,
That's cool. Like everybody's done TV in a way. Everybody that's a rapper has done TV. Like The Game was on what was it? Love Connection or one of them TV shows?
Whoever that was.
Heartbreakers or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. One of them. Or yeah, what was it? I forgot, man. I can't. It's like it was big back in the '90s, but he was on one of them TV shows. Yeah, like Third Connection or one of them weird dating TV shows. You know what I'm saying? So it's like like everybody on TV at some point doing some weird shit. Everybody's just on TV trying to get their shine. You know what I mean? But
My whole thing is everybody's done their weird stuff. Everybody's done their weird stuff, but everybody wants to get mad at Drake, call him out for doing it. Like to me, the whole thing. I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory between the beef with him and Kendrick. I believe behind closed doors, they were looking for something to make Kendrick relevant. And so the beef started. But it went way too far once the one song dropped, the Not Like Us dropped.
well, I think it went way far before that. Like when Kendrick dropped Meet the Parents, that was pretty dramatic. I think that was actually like the worst song in the battle was Meet the Parents.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
I think,
yeah. He was talking trash. That's the song where Kendrick claims, like, let's not let it go over people's heads. That's the song where Kendrick claims that Drake got a daughter that he's hiding.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that is one of the most manufactured beefs that there was. That's spilled out
On the Meet the Parents.
No, I'm talking about the whole beef overall.
Oh, the whole beef. Oh, okay, yeah. Because I know that's an Alchemist beat. I was gonna say like, damn, that's an Alchemist beat. But yeah,
between him and Kendrick, I think that whole beef was manufactured.
Okay.
I can see that. You know what's funny? It's not funny that you say that because we kind of said that on a stream earlier, like last week, that a lot of people were saying that they think it was like manufactured. It's kind of similar to the Biggie and Tupac battle. But that I'm glad you brought that up because that goes back to kind of like the whole concept of this video, or what we starting from is that we were saying that, you know, there's a psychological warfare going on in hip hop, in rap music.
Yeah.
You know,
There's definitely a bit of psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. What Kendrick songs do you listen to every day?
I mean, I don't listen to anybody's songs every day except for mine, to be honest with you. I mean, because I rap too, so I'm really listening. But other than myself, I mean, I listen to a variety of rappers every day. I never listen to the same rappers every day. But I'll say this. There's some days where I'll listen to Jay-Z. There's some days I'll listen to Kanye West. There's some days I'll listen to Kendrick Lamar. There's some days I'll listen to Drake. There's some days I'll listen to Eminem. That's when I'm doing research, though, really. Like, when I listen to Eminem, it's like when I'm doing research. And then there's some days I'll listen to the greats. So, like, my daily routine in hip-hop, like, switches. And then there's some days I'll listen to underground artists that nobody knows about or that nobody's ever heard of.
I feel that, but the one thing that Drake said that remained true is about Kendrick is you're not big unless you mention me.
Who said that? Drake?
Right?
No, Kendrick. I mean, Drake said that about Kendrick.
Yeah. I remember hearing that. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Because, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you listen to Not Like Us, how many times does he say Drake in that song? Or anything that pertains to Drake, any of Drake's aliases,
Okay.
or any of Drake's any
No,
Drake's
you're right
anything.
about that. But let's say this real quick though. Like, Not Like Us was, and I've studied this battle. Like, you can see this. I got this on TMZ and everything. This is actually my take on TMZ. But let me say, like, Not Like Us, I feel is his biggest song. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest rap songs, period. It's not just Kendrick's biggest song. It's actually one of the most streamed rap songs
ever
in history. Yeah, like with over like 2 billion or something. 2 billion. I think Eminem is only the one that's topped him. So we can go ahead and say that first, right? That is one of the biggest rap songs, period. Maybe even songs. It could almost get down to songs, right? But of all time.
It's one of the biggest rap songs.
But like a lot of people, okay, but this is the point I want to bring in here too, is that a lot of people that I've streamed with, that I've talked to, friends that I know, they think as far as Kendrick goes, and I don't even really agree with this. If you're talking about like what song destroyed Drake, I would beg to differ, but a lot of my friends and people I know and people that jump on these streams, a lot of them will say that Euphoria is Kendrick's best song in that battle. Or that's the best song, or that's the best battle song in that battle is Euphoria. And I know what you're saying, just to like cut out the politics part, I'm just talking about the overall music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think Euphoria, even though you're right about the Drake, he might have said Drake's name a lot and not like us. I think a lot of people, it seems like a lot more people seem to gravitate more towards Euphoria.
Okay.
Even if you listen to, okay, let's go with that. If you listen to Euphoria, yes, he talks about.
Or not just me, but everybody else. I've heard a lot of people say it's not just me. I'm not saying me. I'm saying.
No. I'm not saying it's just you either.
Yeah.
But I'm saying let's go with Euphoria. Okay, he talks about a lot of Euphoria. But he's not telling a Drake fan anything in Euphoria that we don't already know. Right. There was no other revealing facts that we didn't already know or already think. Now, if you're a Drake fan and you drinking his Kool-Aid, then you're gonna be like, oh, that was really hurtful, and you really said all those things. But to me, Kendrick didn't tell me nothing new. Now, if I go back and I listen to some of Drake's disses, especially not just Family Matters, but in the Part 6, you could tell he really went back and he listened to the mental health album that he did. The mental health album that he did. I forgot the name of
Mr.
it.
Morale.
Mr. Morale, where to me Kendrick pulled the wool over everybody's eye, because that was a total conceptual album.
Yeah.
That was a total conceptual album where he came out and he said, I've been going through counseling and I don't see the world the way I used to anymore. But then you come out and you diss Drake the way you did. Then you drop on the song somebody painted over my mural. I know that wasn't the title of the song.
Oh, whacked out murals.
Yeah, it's on GNX.
You're talking about how you're embodying the spirit. You're embodying the spirit of your uncle, and he told you to, go after everybody and this and that. So which is he? Is he Mr. Morale?
Yo, but you brought up Degrassi though, right? You brought up the TV show that Drake was on, right? How he being an actor. Yeah. That's how Kendrick starts off Euphoria. I was just looking up the lyrics where he says them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew who's looking paranoid and now he's spiraling. You moving like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculated you're not as calculated, which came out to be true. I calculated you're not as calculated, and I can even predict your next angle.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that was it right there, dude. Them 4 bars right there. How he started off Euphoria right there. Woo. And then he did the shoo. It was like, nah, man, like the mating call. That was like, he took it back to our ancestors. Nah, man, he smoked that dude so hard on that shit. It was like, it was like, nah, dude, that was like ancestral. Like, he took it back to the ancestors on that shit. He was like, yo, I'm coming with the tribal sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dude, that was highly elevated. That was highly genius. Genius and that was not some average rap shit right there. That was like not to like say like Michael Jackson ish, but that was like close, dude. That was like on that level. Cause like when I look at Michael Jackson, I look at him as like a different level, dude. Like I don't consider him like just a musical artist. Like that dude was like a spiritual warrior. You know what I mean?
He was larger than life.
He was larger than that dude was on a whole nother level. And like I think there's certain people on this earth that like know how to tap into that frequency. Like that's like a frequency. Like there's like different frequencies. There's different levels to these frequencies, and like certain people, or they train themselves. They train their brain. And they learned like, okay, how am I gonna tap into that frequency? Okay, he tapped in that frequency. How I tap higher than that? And like, yo, that's what Kendrick did on that Euphoria track. So that's why I'm like, I see why a lot of people like that. But I mean, I like them all. Don't get me wrong. Like Not Like Us, classic. I was there at the video shoot. You can see this on my YouTube channel. I filmed some behind the scenes on YouTube. So like, I was there with Kendrick at Not Like Us. So like, shit. I'm not just speaking, you know what I mean? Like I was there with Kendrick. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm in Compton, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, but I gotta say, nah, man, like Kendrick, he definitely took it to another level. But the reason why is because he does study that shit. He studies Tupac and Biggie, you know?
Yes, he actually studies the people that's influenced him, as well as
and
the
he
place
studies before him too.
Are from.
Yeah, he studies more than rap too. Not to cut you off, but keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
That's kind of like what I like about Kendrick, that he has a form of artistry that actually matters, because artistry, I think, actually matters, and not just you just going on the mic. Yeah. I think personality and artistry matters, which is one of the reasons why I think To Pimp a Butterfly is one of the greatest records of all time.
Okay. I like Good Kid, Mad City. I lean towards Good Kid, Mad City from Kendrick. Okay. But you're just saying of all time or just Kendrick?
For me, T-Pap is like one of the greatest records, as well as Good Kid, Mad City.
It is one of the greatest, but would you put it over Good Kid? I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. Shout out to Meat Blocker for the follow. I appreciate you. You're entitled to your opinion.
I would put it. I would definitely put. I'm more of like a T-Pap guy, more of like a more abstract, like lyrically dense kind of guy.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think that was like his peak for sure. Because by the time I got to Good Kid, Mad City, I was like, where could he go from here? Like, where else could he go from here? And then he made To Pimp a Butterfly. I was like, oh, this might be another Kendrick project. But
yeah, Good Kid, Mad City's an album I still listen to this day. I still
come back to it from time to time.
And To Pimp a Butterfly, you're right. We Gonna Be All Right is a classic, and then These Walls is a classic.
King Kunta is another great one.
Which one?
King Kunta.
I like that one too, but see, that's what I'm saying, man. Good Kid, Mad City. I'm just so much more into like, bitch, don't kill my vibe.
The trendy sounds.
Yeah, swimming pools, money trees.
Yeah, money trees, Mad City.
Mad City, like yeah, man. Even The Recipe with Dr. Dre.
Oh, I thought that was a good track. Yeah, I just listened to that track recently.
Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many classics on Good Kid, man.
There's so many great songs on Good Kid.
So many great songs, like Timeless, like the one with Drake, Poetic Justice.
Oh, Poetic Justice.
Not to mention that he's featuring Drake. Yeah, there's so many classics on Good Kid, Mad City, yo. Just for Poetic Justice.
I started listening to Kendrick like a little bit after the beef, so I was like, he worked with Drake.
Yeah. See, we all knew. We all knew before that. Like I said, I've been listening to them, both of them before the beefs. So it's like I've been listening.
If you really go back and you listen to that song, Poetic Justice, they were going at each other then.
Yeah, kind of low key.
Subliminals.
They had subliminals. Yeah. But Drake was definitely the bigger artist at that time. Drake was the bigger artist.
Sure.
But one of the last things I'll say before I go back to listening, because I want to let other people come in, because this is a great discussion, man. I appreciate you for doing this.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for the chime in, man. We'll try to have real hip hop takes, and it sounds like you guys know a little bit. So where y'all calling from first in that, just to know?
I'm from Texas, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, word. It's always good to know where people are calling from that listen or where you represent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dope. But no, what were you gonna say?
One of the last things I was saying.
Yeah, because the name said Cali D. That's why I was asking. I didn't know if you was from Cali.
Nah, I name myself Cali D because you take out the V. My name is Calvin, but you take out the V.
All right, word up. Well, yeah, Calvin, yeah, man, Calvin, like Calvin Klein. Got you. All right.
Yeah, so it's but if you listen to his I believe it is his sophomore album, the one where he gave Kendrick a whole track, and before before the thing that led up to that whole track was Kendrick saying that before all this beef stuff started, that Drake was the man, that he wanted to be just like Drake one day.
Yeah.
And so if you look at that and you think about that, I understand, people's differences. I most definitely do.
Yeah.
But the thing of the matter is, I never understood how a lyricist like Kendrick could beef with a guy like Drake, because Drake is a lyrical rapper. He can bar up when he wants to. But at the end of the day, if you look at as writers,
Yes.
Kendrick is and I'm saying this as a Drake fan, okay? Kendrick is a whole lot more lyrical than Drake.
Yes. I should agree with that.
But what I'm also saying is that when it comes down to speaking and the hidden meanings behind his bars,
Yeah.
nobody can touch Drake. And the reason why people are looking at Iceman and saying it's another commercial success, but really people aren't really feeling it, is because they're allowing the fact that Drake might have gotten whooped in a beef to make them stop studying the stuff that Drake was actually saying on Iceman.
Okay, I mean, let me say something on that real quick. I appreciate that take. Like, there were some things that you said that I agree with. There was one part you made about Kendrick. Oh yeah. Let me see. I was just seeing what they were saying on YouTube, because I'm also streaming on YouTube as well. It said, yeah, no, I agree. What I was gonna say is that, see, this is the thing I was just gonna add to that. Like, I'm from LA, so I know how LA is and how LA culture is, especially when it comes to hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was just like, when Drake was going up against Kendrick, I was already thinking in the back of my head, like when the first two beats came out, like when Kendrick dropped the track with Metro Boomin and Future, where he said, "I'm the big three," or "F the big three. It's just me." You know what I mean? Like, once I heard that, I was like, "Oh, okay." Like everybody was saying, and then I think Drake dropped something, the push-ups and some other tracks, and then Kendrick came back with the Euphoria, but he waited like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and Drake was like, "Yo, what you doing? What you doing?
Like, where you at?
Where you at? Like, you supposed to be dropping right now." And then Kendrick I already knew. As an LA nigga, I gotta say, man, I already knew. I was like, yo, man, that dude Kendrick is just playing this dude right now. He don't even see it, homie. And academics and all these people were up there saying, oh, Kendrick, yo, where's Kendrick? I was like, dude, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, like, that battle really proved to me how stupid academics is. Like, that dude is fucking stupid.
Like, holy shit, yes.
You know what I mean? And MC Search, who's a legend, even told me this, man. Like, I feel like I got the right to say this even more so now. Not to mention that I called them out on TMZ, but other than that, like, even MC Search, who's a legend, come on, third base. He came up and said, like, yo, dude, I feel like your shit is, like, way more intelligent than academics or these dudes. You know what I mean? I might not have, like, the following yet or the numbers, but he's like, yo, man, your shit is, like, way tighter. Like way doper.
Academics made this.
Like your takes on hip hop.
Academics made this beef for me unenjoyable as a fan of just hip hop in general.
Yeah, I had to check him on TMZ. You should go back and check that. It's on my YouTube. If you click the profile name beatGrade right here, I have the YouTube link in my description or in my bio. Yeah. You can just click that right there and check out the TMZ clip. But yeah, it's what's that?
He most definitely made this beef. He almost could have got some people hurt.
He even said that. In his takes. He was like, "Yo, these dudes just need to go take Kendrick out or something." Like, he even said that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. That dude's being paid off though. I think he's being paid off by the powers that be. Or I don't think I actually know he is. But other than that, it's like, yo, dude. That's why I think, like, if he was really serious about what he's saying, I don't think he could have been serious. Like he had to be just getting money. But you know, I mean, not just to talk about that, but I'm just saying, like, to go back, like when Kendrick, we knew, was waiting like 2 weeks, and you could tell that Kendrick was just plotting, like, okay, yeah, I'm just like getting all my tracks lined up, getting everything lined up, like, so he's just like, I'm ready just to attack on you. It was just like, wow, dude, like.
But like I said though. The only thing, and I would tell Kendrick this to his face too, he didn't tell us anything new.
Well, you wouldn't say that he said, I calculate your next move is not as calculated. That was kind of new because everybody thought that Drake was so calculated in the Memphis Bleak beef and where he destroyed Memphis Bleak. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like Memphis Bleak's career is suffered since then.
Because I never knew he beefed with Memphis Bleak.
Yeah, that's what the whole song Back to Back was about. It was about Memphis Bleak.
That was the one with Meek Mill.
You talking about
or Meek Mill? My bad. I get it mixed up sometimes. Memphis Bleak. You're right. I apologize. Meek Mill. I get Meek Mill and Memphis Bleak name that mixed up. But yeah,
I think that Meek Mill beef was kind of fun for him.
Yeah, because Memphis Bleak is trying to make a comeback too. That's why I was thinking of him.
Plus, at the time, I really don't think he wanted to. Because if he would have said too much, he would have also been beefing with Nicki Minaj.
But yo, the way Drake beat Meek Mill though, the way he beat him though was like kind of being cocky though.
Yeah, he definitely came off as very like cocky because he was very
I sell more records than you. Is that your tour, your girls tour? Like that was the line that a lot of people clowned him for. And he tried to come at Kendrick like that. That's my point. Is that he tried to do the same thing with Kendrick that he did with Meek Mill, and it didn't work.
He was not going to be the pushover. He was not.
It just didn't work with Kendrick. Yo, that's where I go. Like,
we're not going to be pushovers.
Man, y'all got to remember the Biggie and Tupac beef. That was part of the West Coast too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the West Coast versus the East Coast in Compton, and Compton was involved in that. And so Kendrick is from Compton, and Kendrick is rolling with niggas that are from Compton, that are billionaires. Do you think that they were gonna let Kendrick lose that battle? Fuck no. I already knew. Like when Drake tried to go at Kendrick, I already said to myself in the very beginning. It wasn't like after Not Like Us. I already knew this way before Not Like Us dropped. Like way before it dropped, I was already like, oh, Drake is gonna go after Kendrick. Bad mistake, man.
But that's why I also
bad mistake,
dude.
He
kind of felt
like I'm from LA. Like if anybody's gonna go after Kendrick, I'm gonna tell you right now, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen in the hip hop culture, it's got to be a dude from LA or from New York. Maybe the South, but yeah, really LA or maybe the Midwest, I should say. But really LA or New York, because LA and New York, they both got that battle mentality.
Oh yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, Toronto. Come on, no disrespect to Toronto. No disrespect for those that might be watching or later on from Toronto. No disrespect, but it's like, come on, I've been to Canada. Like, nah, they don't have the same. They don't have the same instincts as LA. Like, yo, LA.
That's why I say that.
LA's way tougher than Canada. LA's way tougher than Toronto.
That's why I say that the beef was kind of manufactured, because you just said it. You knew they weren't gonna let anything really happen to Kendrick. But the thing is that
I didn't say that. I said that Kendrick was not going to lose that battle because he was from Compton. I never said that they were not going to let him. No, I said that Kendrick has that Tupac instinct in him. Yeah, like he was not. No, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said that, fam. I said that Kendrick. No. Let me finish. No, because you just put some words in my mouth, man. I never said that. I said that Kendrick. Well, I never said they were going to let him win that battle. No, Kendrick was not going to lose that battle because Kendrick just has too much heart, dude. Us in LA, we don't back down from shit. Like if you try to fuck with us, like we gonna take you down. That's the culture out here. So like if you go up against an LA nigga, I'm just trying to tell y'all like don't know LA or they ain't from LA. I'm trying to tell you the real people from LA. There's a lot of fake people from LA. Everybody knows that. There's a lot of fake people from LA. But the real people that are pretty much born and raised in LA, they don't fuck around, dude. Like, this is New York's, we are New York's greatest competitor. Hip hop started in the Bronx, in New York. Actually, yesterday, August 11th. Let's not forget. Yesterday was the hip hop anniversary. Since we on the subject, yesterday was when hip hop first came to its function. Kool Herc threw that party in New York and the Bronx, and so like I'm saying, man, like this culture of hip hop, like New York always had like that passion, and they was always like, yeah, all the rappers come from New York were just like all fucking dope. They were all fucking dope. Like you couldn't mess with any of them. Nas, Cool G Rap. Jay-Z, Big L, Premier, Guru, Gangstar, you know what I'm saying, Rakim, Juice, Wu-Tang. Like, you couldn't fuck with none of these dudes, man. I mean, Nas, Mobb Deep, you know what I'm saying? Like, the list goes on, man. You could even throw, like, LL Cool J in there, Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just keep going, dude. Like, the list don't stop, man.
Going.
Like, yeah, there's...
Especially throughout the 80s, there was a lot of motherfuckers coming out from New York.
There's so many rappers from New York that you just can't mess with, but I feel like LA, you know what I'm saying? Like I know there's a couple from New York too that I'm forgetting too, man.
Like with what NWA did, that really put LA on the map.
Yes.
For hip hop.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
that got expanded with Dr. Dre.
And that's my point about Kendrick. Like to bring it back to that, like LA was the only people, especially at that time and in the mainstream, just overall throughout history, like I feel like we're the only ones that have like given New York like a run for their money. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, okay, who's putting out the dopest rap? Who's putting out like the most legends, the most hip hop? Yeah, the most legends. Like we're not just talking about rapping, like we're talking about like legendary stuff, legendary status. Like who's doing the most legendary status? Like LA, I think it's the closest to New York. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. Like Kendrick is a baby of that. He's a baby of that culture. So that's why I was just like, nah, I don't think it was just the power. I understand what you're saying. Like, I don't think it was just the powers that be that let Kendrick win that battle or get it up. No, I think that Kendrick was just better and just proved that even though Drake might sell more records and be more famous, it kind of low-key was like a David and Goliath theory in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It kind of almost was like low-key, like it was a smaller guy. Even though Kendrick sells millions of records and got Grammy. Joe Budden said this. He said, yo, you did that with Pusha T, right? With Pusha T, you talk shit about how many plaques you got, how many records you sold. But with Kendrick Lamar, the boogeyman is here. You can't do that with Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean?
You could not do that with Kendrick because
Kendrick got the same amount of plaques, or he got similar plaques. He got Grammys. Yeah, he might not have as many as you, or now he does. But at the time, he might not have had as many as you, or be at your level. But you can't plaque shame him. You can't talk about Grammys with him. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, yo, man, like Kendrick, no, dude. Like I think he was just destined to win that. In the record industry, you're right, could have been like, I'm not saying it wasn't calculated, but I also think that they let them two go at each other, and they were just like, let's see who wins. It was like they used to do on a slave plantation, and this is where the TikTok will get flagged. But let me just speak the truth. It's like when they used to let two slaves fight and duke it out, and whoever lives, they would give him more of the women and the money and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more of the privilege.
Yeah, more of the privilege. Like you won, you killed that other dude. Like you get more of the privilege now. It's the same thing. The record industry let the slaves duke it out. Drake could have won that battle had he studied and prepared and not have underestimated. Like Drake, that battle to me in the art of war would be like the most like underestimating your opponent. That's what he did.
Oh yeah, that's what Drake was. That was his biggest mistake.
He underestimated his opponent. It was clearly that. So that, like, long story short, thank you. That's what it is. He just underestimated his opponent. I don't think it was really the powers that be. No, Drake underestimated Kendrick.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially as a.
You agree with me on that? Yeah. Yeah. Like straight up about the whole drop.
I don't know if that matters, especially about that line about how he's like rapping as if he's gonna get the slaves free, which I thought was a bit of a misstep.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I want to hear what your thoughts are on that, because like I said, I mean, I'm always open to like other people's opinions, but like when I go back to look at the lyrics, just like what Kendrick said about your superpowers getting neutralized, like Kendrick admits that he has superpowers. You know what I'm saying? That this
Yeah.
dude was like promoted as like a hero,
Right.
and he's saying like it's getting neutralized now, man. Like that's just. But yo, Not Like Us, yeah. I think that track, to go back to that real quick, and I spoke about this before, that I think that was the track where he called him a PDF, and he just like, yeah, he just came right at him like, okay, I already destroyed you with Euphoria, a few other ones. Let's not forget like there was like some other ones that people don't really talk about a lot. You know what I mean? That are like up in the mix, and then he dropped. Let's not forget. He dropped the, what was it? The Alchemist one. Yeah, Meet the Grams, which was like, that was it, dude. That was the knockout. And I said this on TMZ.
That's how far he was willing to go to take this man down.
I said that. I said, yes. I said that was the knockout right there. Meet the Grams. And then he drops Not Like Us right after Meet the Grams. Wait, let me just see one of the comments. Meat Block, shout out for the follow if I didn't shout you out. Yeah, you said music in general has kind of fallen off. Jason says, yeah, I could see that. This was last year, right? Or
I guess.
I was just looking at B Dart's comment, or fell off, branched off. All right, let me let one other person up in here. Nah, I appreciate you guys' taste. If you guys want to stay on, it's cool. If you wanted to drop off, it's all good. I'll let some more of y'all up on here before I get up out of here. Yo, what's good, my man? You got something you wanted to share?
What's good, bro? Yo, not gonna lie, hip hop is in a good state right now.
Okay.
That's just me though. Good albums like Baby Keem, ASAP, Drake, like Jay-Z's 444, like Anniversary, like underrated, like Navy Blue. Hip hop's at a good state. That's my take.
Okay.
Okay.
You said which artist did you say again? I just want to make sure I heard. I heard Baby Keem. I heard somebody else.
Baby Keem, ASAP Rocky,
okay.
Like Jay-Z's 444, like Anniversary, like the deluxe, if you want to call it like that. But he's like Drake, of course. Drake, J. Cole, can't forget J. Cole. J. Cole's like.
Okay. Wow, I actually heard you mention everybody of the big three except for Kendrick.
Kendrick? Yo, get him out of here, bro.
Okay, so you're not a... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I caught that. I caught that.
Yeah, I'm not a Kendrick fan.
Here I go again.
Oh, man.
I've been through this one already.
But hear me, Drake, like Kendrick won the beef, though. That's like... Kendrick won. GNX was alright, but Drake...
Okay.
Well, at least you can admit the truth. You can admit the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm never like...
Why don't you like Kendrick, though? I'll be the one to ask the question. I'm just curious. I mean, I like to meet people like you because I want to know your opinions on this. Like, because, it's very rare that you hear this. So why don't you like Kendrick?
He's not relatable. Like, that's me, though. He's not relatable.
Okay.
Like, he's kind of bland a little bit. Kind of bland.
Okay.
Like, his lyricism is good, but, like, his last few projects is kind of, like, not good. But Missing Raw was a good album.
You guys go ahead. Let me go up here.
And GNX was alright, but it was like
you
a
guys can
victory
speak
lap.
on it. Open floor. You guys speak on what you think.
Like, GNX was like a victory lap.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I should agree with that. I do agree with that.
But GNX has some good songs like Reincarnated, Gloria, The Hard Part 6, like, Act Down Murals, so...
Okay.
But that's...
One of the last things I'll say about DNX is, if you look at it, and this is all I was trying to say earlier, was if you look at it, he dissed the way that Drake did things, and then on GNX took his whole format and used it and went platinum.
But did GNX deserve Best Rap Album of the Year at the Grammys?
Best rap album, of course.
No, what? Yo,
Best
Trump?
rap album from 2024. From
No,
2024.
If you think about it, my man is exactly right. What's your name?
My
Handsome.
name's Ohm.
Oh,
My name's
Matt.
Ohm.
It's Matt.
You said what now?
You call me Matt.
Your name's Matt. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's right. If you look at it, of all the rap albums,
That came out that year.
yeah,
We don't trust
GNX
you.
was the best one. And I'm saying that again as a Drake fan, and I'm saying that for a reason. GNX was the best one that came out that year.
Wait, so you're saying we don't trust you is not better than GNX?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
You said what album did he say?
He said "We Don't Trust You," the one with Future and Metro Boomin.
We Don't Trust You was a good album, but it wasn't better than
I was
GNX.
like, for me, it was like impossible to beat GNX.
Wait, so you're saying Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q is not better than GNX?
Yeah, it was a pretty hard. It was going to be pretty difficult to beat an album like GNX, to me personally.
Wait, so you're saying Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q is not better than GNX?
I cannot say whether or not it's better because I haven't listened to it.
Blue Lips didn't even come out the same year though.
Yes, it
Schoolboy
did.
hasn't dropped in a minute.
Yeah, yes, Blue Lips came out in 2024, bro. Look it up.
Also, while it did come out in what was it? I think it was that same year. It might have been in the same nomination bracket as Like I Swear to God. I could be wrong on that.
GNX is an alright album.
I just think, and I also think again, the Grammys are based off popularity anyway. So at the time,
Well, yeah,
at
that
the
was
time,
true.
Kendrick was the most popular, so GNX was gonna win. But that doesn't take away that DMX was the best offering of that year.
True.
Plus, that was like one of my favorite records from that year, and yeah, for Kendrick, it was definitely a victory lap.
Hey, Handsome, what's your thoughts on Iceman? What's your thoughts?
Iceman, look, I've heard better Drake projects. That's all I'll say. I've heard Drake got better than this.
Okay. So, like, you saying it's like bottom 5 of your catalog?
I don't
Drake
think it's like
catalog.
unlistenable for sure. I do like Genesis STFU. I do like the opener. I do like what was it? I think it was Burning Bridges. I think it was.
Burning Bridges was pretty dope. You like that?
I think that.
Bro, okay. This might be a hot take. Iceman has like 2 or 3 skips. It's a
Okay.
good app.
Okay, I mean, you're not the first, from what I've heard. But okay, I mean, to me, it's like such a sore loser ass record.
No, it's not. It's reflecting. It's hard hitting. Bars on bars. Like, make them remember the 23andMe. Like, where?
I remember Make Them Know, and he was like saying that I lost my innocence, and now the whole world has to suffer my wrath.
Like, make them remember. Flip Kendrick's verses for like the beef.
I was like, why are you still on his beef?
Bro, what?
Why is he still on his beef? You lost. Move on.
I'm
But
saying though.
he even said during the rollout of all 3 albums that it was kind of the label that made him talk about the beef to sell the album.
Well,
That's the
you know
same
what?
label he sued.
That's why he dropped 3 albums, because
The label.
he said that there was a version of the Iceman. There was a version of the Iceman that was he was first gonna put out that he scrapped.
yeah,
And he said the label wasn't too happy with him that he did that.
right.
That's why he paid the $24 million himself to finance the version of the album that he put out.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Exactly. I heard about that too. But I gotta say, Burning Bridges was a pretty dope track. I think that was a dope song. Just to go back, because I heard y'all talking about Iceman. And, you know, he had a few others on there that were banging. But I like the beats too, man. That's what I was gonna say. Like, the beats, the production sounds pretty dope on
Man,
Iceman.
the samples
The samples were
The
crazy.
samples were awesome too.
Yeah, exactly. Like he had some dope production
I
on.
didn't mind the samples.
Yeah, he had some dope production. Like if you just look at the beats.
Wait, but also I forgot to mention Too Hard for the Radio. What is that? What is that off-brand ass West Coast beat?
Bro, it's for the Bay.
I think he's talking trash about the West Coast on that song.
West Coast.
Yo, if you watch the whole dissect video, it's like about he's
I've watched the
Bay,
whole
bro.
Shout out Marnie for the follow. Marnie, thank you for the follow.
Too Hard for the Radio. I thought it was gonna be another Nokia, which I actually liked from that last trap R&B record.
Oh, the Party Next Door
it
one.
just turned to another beat switch. It turned into another beat switch that was cheapening a very local sound that Kendrick made on GNX. And it was just cheapening it.
That was it. He said that was influenced by beatGrade.
Exactly. He was obviously trying to come with some. Well, it's not just that. Hold on. It's not just that. It's also the fact that Kendrick said to Drake, "You think Pac gonna let you disrespect the Bay, nigga? Like you ain't never gonna be able to come back to the Bay," meaning Oakland. Because remember when he did the AI stuff? So I think it had a little bit to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna take a Bay legend, and you said I can't do nothing with the Bay, and he's showing you like I got respect with them and Mac Dre and all that. So yeah, I think there was like it was also very subliminal too. It wasn't just he was just doing it for that reason. You know what I mean? Because don't forget, on Not Like Us, that's what he said. You ain't gonna get no respect in the Bay, and he knows. Oh, okay. You saying I ain't gonna get no respect? Then he goes and he does that track, Too Hard for the Radio. And it's a straight Bay Area beat. Anybody that knows L.A., California, the Bay, Oakland, San Francisco, you know what I mean? They all know that this is a Bay Area beat. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, yeah, man. There's definitely a deeper meaning to that song, but I look at it like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yo, he's definitely taking subliminal shots again at Kendrick Lamar on Iceman.
For whatever reason,
he didn't stop it. He didn't stop it on there, which is interesting. I don't think he stopped it. I think the beef is still going on.
For whatever reason, it's still going on.
And make them remember, it's like Kendrick said, like, is it the braids? And Drake reversed that, is it the braids? I can never fade.
I thought that was kind of clever.
Exactly.
Like, Drake was...
Thank you for putting that up. Thank you.
During the beef, Kendrick was saying this, but Drake was flipping it on Iceman if you can hear those like lyrics. Like, Drake was flipping Kendrick's words.
Mm-hmm. He was definitely addressing the beef on Iceman.
For sure. It was definitely.
Make them cry, make them know, make them pay.
Make them know.
Not just with Kendrick, but he was also talking about, I think, the record industry too on those tracks.
Jay-Z,
like
Pusha
Universal.
T.
Yeah,
he was talking about a lot of these guys.
Joe Budden.
I'll make them pay for sure. He's talking about the record industry and like how crooked. And it's like it's funny too when you think about it, because in a way we all know that Drake was like that prince and that person that, you know, the record industry was like trying to promote, like, yeah, this is the prince, this is the guy, this is who you need to be listening to. And then they just like, you know, they just kicked him out. Yeah, after the battle, they just like, all right, get out of here. We're done with you, punk. You know what I mean? And now he's like, oh shit, like homie was saying, which is true. Like he had to pay for his own video promotion and doing his own video. But then other than that, it's also like, oh, you know what I mean? Like he saw how the industry just treated him. Like they just used his ass. Like he thought he was being cool, which is cool. I mean, hey, he still like got like millions of dollars, so he's doing his thing. He's doing these 20 verse 1 with women, whatever. That's cool. He's still doing his thing. He's having fun. But I think like overall, I think like as a rapper, where you really want to be respected, it's like, yo, they just fucking used him. And I think he sees that. And now he's like talking about that. That's what he was talking about on Iceman. Was like how he was used by the industry.
Yeah,
You're 100%.
because if you look at it on his first album, Thank Me Later, Thank Me Later. I was getting Take Care and Thank Me Later confused, but on his first album, Thank Me Later, on the song Light Up, which features Jay-Z, Jay-Z starts off the verse with, here's how they gonna come at you, with Billy Rap who's trying to distract you.
Yeah.
And then look at it.
I remember that shit. You're right about that.
Years later, everybody's coming at him with silly rap dudes. If you think about it.
You're right.
Including Jay-Z himself.
Crazy. It's like he spoke it into existence.
One bar, he said one bar, the jig is up. And now look at it. Now everybody, he's public enemy number one.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's true.
I wanted to go back to that hip hop stuff you were talking about that just got the anniversary of what just got celebrated, man. I think that's dope that you know facts like that.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, August 11th was the first day of hip hop, the first birthday party, which was on. We can pull it up right here. It was just yesterday on Segway. I have some people that jump in the chats that say that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And they changed the name of the street now. The name of the street is Hip Hop Boulevard. Let me pull it up. Because, yeah, you got to know about it. Like, Cool Herc. Yeah. And he posted the flyer, too. He posted the flyer. It's August 11th.
Cool, man.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the street name. Because it is important. Everybody knows the street name. Street name. It's funny, too. It was like 25 cents for women to get in, 50 cents for men to get in. That was the price you had to pay back then.
Wow, man.
Yeah, Sedgwick, if I said it right. Sedgwick Avenue. Directly in front of the building is officially codenamed Hip Hop. So, yeah, they changed the name of the street, though, to Hip Hop Boulevard. Now, if you remember this, too, though, I'll throw a little fact in here. That Fat Joe even said this on Vlad, where he said, and, you know, not to bring it up, but Vlad, you know, he covers this stuff. He said that they were going to name it Cool Herc. I think he said it was going to be like a famous rapper, one of the pioneers of hip-hop. He never said the name, but I think it's Cool Herc, right? I'm just willing to bet that it was going to be Cool Herc Boulevard, but then he wanted money at the last minute. You know what I mean? This is in the Bronx in New York. And he wanted money. I think they say he wanted like 50 to 100,000, something like that. He wanted to get paid, right? He's like, which I understand. You know, you want to name my name? Give me some money for that. You know? And they were like, nah, we ain't going to give you no money for that. And so they were going to name it after him, Cool Herc, because he was the DJ that threw the first hip-hop party. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Cool Herc. And
awesome to have the street named after me because I was the first one to throw the first hip hop party. If you really think about it.
Yeah, no, they were gonna name the street after him, but they didn't. That's the thing. They didn't. They named it. It's Hip Hop Boulevard now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can Google this right here. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx, New York City. Hosted by founding father Cool Herc. But now they named it to Hip Hop Boulevard. So, yeah, they would have named it after him. You're right, which would have been dope. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's been like that for a minute.
I heard that there was supposed to be some sort of hip-hop museum that was supposed to be being built in, like, New York.
Yeah.
Hip-hop first started.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, but yeah, it's cool that, I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm just saying, like, it's cool that, we're coming off the cuff of the anniversary of hip-hop, which was yesterday. So, yeah, Bronny says that hip-hop will never fall off. But yeah, man, I respect you guys' takes on Drake and Kendrick and all of them. And man, like I said, I was talking about the witchcraft and all that shit that was going on and the craziness going on in hip hop, and seeing what other people were saying. But yeah, man, anything you guys got to add before I might get up out of here? What you guys got to say?
Nah, bro, I'm good.
I've already said enough, especially my feelings on Ice, which I had to be reiterated again.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
And this was an awesome conversation.
Hey, appreciate you. And thank you. And you know what, to also add real quick, speaking of Jay-Z, because I know one of y'all brought up Jay-Z, that Jay-Z is dropping a new album, in case you didn't know.
When?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say when. They just said it's done.
But it's coming.
Yeah, so.
Yo, he might diss Drake. Not gonna lie. He might throw a shot.
Well, like you said, that's crazy that it goes back to that. That's crazy that it goes back to that. You know what I mean? Like dissing Drake.
He did throw shade at him, didn't he?
I think so. Let me see. Here, let me put this over here while I look this up. I'll look it up real quick.
Oh, he did like some freestyle. And, like,
Pull that up real quick.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
he did. He did.
For sure. No, I appreciate y'all though, man. Yeah, man. If you guys got a shout out or what takes do you guys be doing just for the people that be watching so they know where to check you guys out? What do you guys be y'all be posting some stuff up too or what?
Yeah, man. Check out my TikTok, Actual
Okay.
Thoughts.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. You guys can give a shout out. Shout out where you at.
Check out my TikTok at Triple Thoughts,
Here, I'll point it up right here. Okay.
One, I'm also on Instagram, Matthew Del Walker, and I'm also on YouTube. You can find it on my TikTok page.
And what kind of content is it that you do?
For me, I do a lot of like pretty much music deep dive, like music reviews, like deep dives. I'm doing like a whole series on Kendrick right now.
Okay, I'll check it out. What is it again? Or you can send it in the DM too. But yeah,
You can find my YouTube on my
on your TikTok.
Yeah,
Here, make sure I got you guys right here. Yeah, I'll look it up, man, for sure. I'd love to see that. That's what we're all about, seeing what other people's takes are on stuff too. You know what I mean?
Man, I speak on everything on my TikTok.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out too. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Definitely, man. That's what I do. There was a homie that jumped up in here earlier, does DJing. He's like, "Yo, did you check out my music?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Of course I did." Like I said, if I'm gonna check it out, I'm gonna check it out. You know what I mean? I mean that's what I do. You know. I always listen to people's stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate you all for the convo. I'll probably be up on here for a few more minutes, but we just about to close it out. But I appreciate your takes. You know what I mean?
Time, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. When is the next conversation, man? We gotta keep things like this going, man.
I do it like every. Actually, you might have just heard about it right now, man. I've been doing it like almost every day, every weekday for about the last 2 or 3 months. So I guess it takes that time to like hit certain people. You know what I mean? But actually, Handsome Man, I'm not sure, man. I think I might have. You ain't jumped on a stream before back in the days, or was it someone else maybe?
No, it was probably someone else. This is my first time being here.
Okay. You sound familiar. That's why. I thought I might have heard you from somewhere before, because your takes and the way you were saying it sound like somebody that I heard before.
Someone else was telling me this a couple months ago.
Yeah. It sounds similar, so I didn't know. Yeah, you're right. I think it might have been a different name, but just the thoughts and the ideas sounded similar. So I was like, wait, have you been on here before? Because no, that's happened sometimes where I've had people jump on. I've been like, oh, wait. They were like, yeah, man, I was on here before telling you this. I was like, oh, yeah. But no, that's cool. That's dope. I appreciate it, you know? So I'm going to catch you guys on the next one, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You when I see you, bro.
Definitely, man.
Yeah,
For
man,
sure.
just let us-
I'm streaming on YouTube too, so I'm about to hit the YouTube. For sure, man. Yes, definitely, man. I appreciate y'all. All right. We'll get some other people up on here too if they want to jump on here. And thank you, Handsome Man. I'll hit you up. I'm going to check out some of your takes. All right?
All right.
Yeah. Get you back on for sure. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so before I get up out of here, for my people that are on YouTube, that's the one thing. Hold on. Let me just make sure we adjust this real quick. Yeah. All right. Yes, man. Let me make sure we got the right footage here for us. And I want to make sure I see your guys' comments. Let's make sure we see it right here.
So much people ask me, are you okay? Nigga, I will punch you in your mouth.
Yeah. Let's make sure. Before we sign off here. All right. I'm going to play this one thing that I have right here, and then I'm going to come right back to the TikTok. Yo, that's the funny thing about TikTok. Like, TikTok was cool. People were talking, saying what they got to say. But then it was like, okay.
Mike grabbing that old school with the
Let me get deep with this.
With the movement, the blueprint, and came
fuck,
after
man?
that. Come on, let's go fact for fact. First time you saw me, I was back to back with Scotland Rock. Yeah, forget. Black leather caps with better raps. These dudes were never that. You must learn. You don't remember that? I'm that red alert, Mr. Magic Rap Attack. I had to rap so their careers could happen after that. The dread is back. I go off the head like I said it that. If they at level 10, I'm where 11 at. What is the message? Love is the message. I wanna know what is the message. Love is the message. I wanna hear you. What is the message? Love is the message. Let's go. What is the message? Love is the message. I may listen to this, I may listen to that, but I'ma always bring it back to hip hop. I could be in the front, I could be in the back, but I'ma always bring it back to hip hop. Whether millionaires or the money ain't there, I'ma always bring it back to hip hop. They can point, they can stare, but I really don't care. I'ma always bring it back to hip hop. Take it to the block now, frontin' that's a no-no. This is KRS now. If you did or don't know, never was a no-show. Better with the old flow.
Yo, this is actually kind of dope. Okay. KRS-One bringing it back. KRS-One bringing it back.
Bring it back to hip hop. Take it to the block now. Frontin' that's a no-no. This is KRS now. If you did or don't know, never was a no-show. Better with the old flow. In the club, legal shot the fire. Boom, 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 boom. On the east, I'm crazy. On the west, I'm local. Put rappers in the yokel. Why they yelling all no? Lyrical, solo. Rock from Fordham Road in the Bronx to LA on Roscoe and the Soto. So what is the message? Love is the message. I wanna know what is the message? Love is the message. A little louder. What is the message? Love is the message. Come on. What is the message? Love is the message. Formal introduction. This is Boogie Down Production. Every time we function, you can see the party jumping. People got a lot to say, but they ain't saying nothing. The further I go back, I can see how they were frontin'. Funk that. I be getting mine. If you break fast, I can show you where your lunch at by dinner time. You may have to hit rewind on that. I'm the teacher, scholar, professor, the philosopher, holla, I'm that. See why these others take your mind with they blind rap. I'm the type of MC that give you your mind back. I rhyme facts, gun balls, I don't mind that. I'm the first conscious rap to show you where the nine at. Rewind that back, I ain't bragging, that was years ago. Back when we used to play the vinyl on the stereo. Those that have the ears to hear, you better hear me, yo. Love is more healthy than hate, so here we go. What is the message? Love is the message. Come on, what is the message? Love is the message. Let's go. What is the message? Love is the message. I wanna know what is the message? Love is the message.
Wow, pretty dope. Pretty dope. I gotta say, it is pretty dope, man. KRS-One still out there dropping raps, dropping jewels, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta say, it is pretty dope. And the video looks like it's well produced as well.
sound.
Yeah, it looks like it's well produced. It's KRS-One though, of course. Of course it is.
Let's go. Love is the thing.
I mean, it's a legend.
Is the message. Seniority, authority. That's where my status at. Of course, my voice.
All right, so yeah, man. Nah, F Busta Rhymes. Okay, so that's cool. KRS is always doing that. He's always promoting the new rappers or the rappers that are on the scene. I respect that. Rapping in front of the graffiti, which is classic. All right, so let's go back to the original take that we had. See, you're right. Sometimes when we have people on, that's a great thing. And then sometimes when we have people on, it's not such a great thing. But let's get ready to rebroadcast what the original topic was going to be about. All right, hold on. The original broadcast was going to be about the fact that Drake is letting vampires in. He's letting vampires in, you know what I mean? And the witches and the witchcraft. And it's like, man, it's clearly obvious. It's clearly what we can see. We haven't even played the point yet. And it's interesting how they block out her breasts right here. It's interesting. For those that are on YouTube, you might be able to see this. But you know, I've heard some people speak about this, right? But they didn't hit it from this point of view. Let me just fix that real quick. Yeah. They didn't hit it from this point of view. And it also makes me think or wonder, it's like, okay, well, why are you putting the black space over her breast? Why? Why would you do that? But, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want to promote here. I've heard some ask, what is the agenda? What is the target audience? Who is the market that they're trying to get after? I've heard people ask this. And I'm not really talking about Drake's music, you know what I'm saying? Because I've heard people like try to talk about Drake's music. I was just like talking more into the psychology of it. And here, let me play it for those of us. And this might be like better for another show, but
Like
Silly?
silly.
A little silly?
Yeah. I am absolutely, by the way, you can look me dead in my eyes. If you say do it, I would.
Okay. You're saying this, and now I'm gonna like test it.
Okay. What do we, just give me like one.
Would you bark for me? Good boy.
Yeah.
You know. Are you into role play? Good boy.
Yeah.
You know. Are you into?
yeah. this is what I said earlier about the psychological warfare. It's obvious that there's a plan to destroy and weaponize the real hip hop. And so therefore y'all must be aware of it and know that that's what it is. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys tune in where we'll come back more for later. All right, peace.